All right. Just setting up here for a second, guys. Make sure you can see everything. Hello, welcome. I hope you're all having an amazing Sunday. I'm just gonna give about a minute or so for everyone to log on, and I'm gonna do a quick check to make sure everything is running okay. I see some friends are logging on. Hi, everyone. I hope the volume is good. If there's any issue with the volume, hey, Prasna, if there's any issue with the volume or anything like that, you can let me know. And I think we're good to go. I hope you have all been having an amazing weekend. Happy Mother's Day. So today the flow, the theme and the intention is going to be around really celebrating this idea of mother. And I know mother is not, it doesn't have to be the most traditional sense of mother. It absolutely could be. Some of us have wonderful, beautiful relationships with, our maternal mother, and that's a beautiful thing to celebrate today. And for many of us, mother could be just that nurturing, supportive energy of our life. And that could be another person, it could be a friend, a relative, it could be, for all of us, Mother Earth herself. And so what better way than to use this yoga practice, this flow, this creation of energy, and send it out and truly celebrate this idea of gratitude toward all that nourishes us, all that supports us in this life and beyond. So let's bring that into our practice today. And we will start. Hopefully you have a space cleared for yourself as I do here. If you have any props or anything like that, you can have them ready. And with that said, we are going to kind of jump right into it by lying on our backs. And just coming into a comfortable position, almost as you would if you were taking Shavasana. It could be simply just lying on the back with the feet kind of wide. Allow yourself to settle in and make any kind of movements that you need to in order to arrive on your mat today. Extend the arms out with the palms facing up toward the sky. Let your eyes close here. Taking the first few moments to turn our awareness inside. And as we look inside, getting a sense for how we are feeling today. And how we're feeling this body, breath. Our breath is a very good indicator of how we're arriving on our mat today. Mind, emotion. Can you do a scan and notice how you're feeling today without any kind of judgment? This is a means to gain some awareness at the start of our practice. And it enables us to make an informed decision about how we're going to move today, how we're going to flow and be in our practice. So just notice that first. Start to connect with yourself, with your own energetic being. And as you do this, can you start to also connect with the rhythm of your breathing? So that it's not just something that's happening in the background, it's something that you are intentionally cultivating. You are intentionally nurturing yourself via your breath. This is the prana. This is the vital force that makes its way into the body via the respiratory system, via the breath. That's how the prana is delivered to all of our systems, right to the cellular level. Get your breath going calm. Get your breath going consistent. As you do this, let the body soften a little with each exhale. It's the inhale, we feel a sense of expansiveness. And as we exhale, we feel that sense of release, of letting go. And just like that, continuing to inhale, create that space within the body. And as we exhale, can we release any tension, any tightness in the system? Physical, mental, emotional, it all counts. We can release all of these things with our breath, with the exhale. Each inhale is a new opportunity to restore and to rejuvenate. And then right from where we are, let's just join the palms together at the heart center. Take another moment here. Bring into your heart that mother that you are honoring today, whatever that means for you. And can we use this practice today as an offering to that mother? An offering of gratitude. And let's open the eyes, release the hands by the sides. Let's gather our feet together. Flex our toes up toward the sky. Take a big breath in. And as you exhale, draw the right thigh close towards you. Can you catch your right shin with your right hand? And then as you inhale, release a little. Create some space at the front of the right hip flexor. As you exhale, gently squeeze the right thigh in. One more time like that. Inhale. Let go just a touch. And then exhale, squeeze the right thigh close to the right rib cage, whatever that means for you. And then ease up a little bit once more. Let your right hand kind of hug or hold the right knee. And then let's draw a few circles with that right knee. And feel this juiciness move into the right hip, go in both directions. Next time you circle around, let the knee point straight up toward the sky. And then as much as you can, start to straighten the right leg. You're going to support this by holding underneath the right hamstring, the right thigh. Interlace your fingers. And then as you inhale, relax the upper body, relax the head and shoulders. And then start to press with your breath the right leg towards straight. And then soften a little. Ease up. Inhale, exhale, press and straighten as if you could stand on the ceiling with the right foot. One more time, soften, let up a little bit. The knee might bend slight. And then one more time with the breath. Begin to move towards straightening that leg, resisting with your interlaced hands. And hold here at your straightest right leg. Take 1 or 2 breaths here. Feeling the back of that right leg begin to open. And then soften and release the leg forward. Give it a little shake out, both legs. And then once more, gather up the inner thighs, flex the toes toward the ceiling. Take a big inhale. Exhale, bend the left thigh towards. Catch the left shin with the left hand. Right hand can just rest by your side. And then as you inhale, ease up a little bit, that squeezing toward the chest. Let a little bit of space open up at the front of the left hip flexor. And as you exhale, then again, squeeze it in a little closer. Nice. Let it go all together. Let that left hand kind of hold gently or hug the front of that left kneecap. And let's draw a few circles with the left knee. Softening into the left hip, go in both directions. Next time you circle all the way around, let the left knee point up toward the ceiling, but then start to straighten the left leg. So you're using your own strength to hold the leg in the air. The knee could be a little bent. And then reach behind the left leg. Interlace your fingers the strange way, the non-dominant way. Inhale, let the knees soften a little bit, and then exhale, press and stand as if on the ceiling with your left foot. And then ease up a little bit, let it go. Inhale, exhale again, press and move toward straight. And then one more time, soften. Last time, straighten, move with your breath, hold. Feeling that beautiful opening at the back of the left leg. So the back hamstring, knee, calf, Achilles, and then let it go. Extend the leg forward, give both legs a little shake. And then gather both knees towards you. Hold underneath your knee creases and give a little rock up to seated. Cross your ankles and come forward onto the hands and onto the knees. From hands and knees, shoulders stacked about over wrists, hips stacked about over the knees. As we inhale, can you start to lift your tailbone? Drop the belly nice and slow, drop the chest, and then gaze a little forward. As you exhale, start to move chin toward the chest. Engage the arms by pressing down through the palms, around upper back, mid back, low back, until the tailbone drops. So we're feeling that this is an articulation as if each and every disc of the vertebra, each joint could begin to open. So inhale, start to tip your tailbone first. You might even close your eyes and envision this, one vertebra at a time, starting to open into an arched back as you gaze forward. Exhale, we reverse it out. Chin to chest first. Feel the back of the neck round. Then as you press down through the palms, the space between the shoulder blades, mid back, low back, tailbone drops. It's such a slow movement. Can we go 2 more times, moving in tandem with your own breath? Connecting this very intelligent movement with your breathing. Last one. You're going to finish with the back arching and then come back to neutral. Tuck the toes under, peek back that your feet are about hips width apart. Walk the hands a little bit forward at shoulders width. Spread the palms, spread the fingers evenly, and then as if you could push the floor away from you, start to feel your arms fire. Look back towards your knees, peel your knees up off the floor, and start to send your sit bones up and back. The knees are a little bit bent for this first one. Inhale, soften the knees. Look a little bit forward between the hands. The knees kind of come to hover. And then exhale, begin to straighten. Drop the heels toward the floor. 2 more times like that. Inhale, come forward into your toes. Let the knees hover. Look a little forward. And then exhale, looking back. Send the hips up and back and draw the heels down. Each time maybe the legs are becoming a little more straight when you reach downward facing dog. Last one, come forward onto the tippy toes. As you wave the knees and shins to hover, look a little forward. Arms are strong. Exhale, looking back. Lift up through the hips, send the heels down. Maybe the legs are now straight or close to. And you lift and spread your toes. Feet are about hips width still. Take 1 more breath. Soften the knees and look forward. Let's take as many steps as needed towards the front of our space. Feet stay about hips width apart. Let's inhale the fingertips to shins. Try to get the chest about halfway, so parallel to the earth. Reach the arms behind, interlace the fingers. Inhale, crown of the head reaches forward as knuckles draw back. Exhale, soften the knees and fold forward. Let the head go and let the arms go. Take a nice big breath here. Inhale. Exhale, soften the left knee and start to open up the right chest. A little bit of a twist here. The gaze is going to follow over the right shoulder. And then come back to center as the left leg straightens. Inhale, come halfway. Let the hands drop to the low back. Can you switch your grip to the non-dominant way? Inhale, one more time, crown of the head reaches forward as knuckles draw back. Exhale, soften the knees and fold forward. Let the head go and let the arms reach up and over. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, the right knee's going to bend a little and you're twisting as you gaze over the left shoulder. Take a nice big breath here. And then releasing back to center. Inhale, one more time, come halfway. Exhale, release the hands and let the whole of your torso, head, and arms hang forward. Find the connection of your feet down into the earth. So pressing and standing down. Let the legs turn on. As you start to stand with the arms and the head hanging heavy, we're going to once again roll one vertebra at a time, articulating each and every disc along the way. The head will be the very last thing to lift. Let's reverse it out by reaching up. Sparkle the fingertips toward the sky. Lift up through the heart, reaching back. And then exhale, gather the palms together at the front of the heart. Eyes are closed here again for a moment. Breathing into the heart space, into the lungs. Can you find a 360-degree breath? Front, back, side, lungs, and ribs expanding with each inhale and contracting and softening with each exhale. Draw in that mother figure. Sending out love and gratitude, our moving meditation, our offering to all that supports and nurtures us. Open the eyes, releasing the hands by the sides. You're at the front of your space. Your feet are about hips width apart, toes facing forward. Hands down by the sides. Let's inhale. Stand down and then reach up, reach back. Exhale, join the palms with length, fold all the way forward. Let the head go down entirely. Inhale, lunge the right leg back. Drop the knee onto the ground and come up onto your fingertips here. Widen the collarbones, take a breath in. As you exhale, start to walk the fingertips back and sit towards the right heel, straightening the left leg and left toes up toward the ceiling. And then one more time, come forward. Walk yourself forward, heavy the hips, look ahead. Exhale, this time as you go back, turn the left toes out to the left side. Initiate that from the left hip. And then come forward. Plant the foot, plant the hands, downward facing dog. Inhale, we come forward to plank. Drop the knees to the ground. Curl the tailbone up toward the sky. Look a little bit more toward the top edge of your space. And then with control, using the strength of your upper arms, lower your chest and your chin to the floor. Keep supporting. You're just grazing chest and chin. Slide the toes back. Inhale, lift the chest and head for cobra. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, press up through table. Tuck your toes and go back to downward facing dog. 2 or so breaths here. Looking toward the hands, strengthening the arms, let the head go. Send the hips up and back and descend the heels toward the earth for your final breath. On the next inhale, look forward, step the right foot towards the right thumb. Drop the back knee down as you look ahead, let the hips heavy. Exhale, we're going to go right into our forward fold at the front of our space. Let the head go, chin to chest. Inhale, stand down as you rise up. Open the heart, little back bend. Exhale, gather that energy back to center. Inhale, reach up, Ardha Chandrasana. Exhale, folding forward all the way, chin to chest. Inhale, gaze a little forward, lunge the left leg back, drop the knee and heavy the hips. Inhale, and then exhale, start to sit back towards your left heel. Right toes flex up toward the sky. You can even spread your toes there. Inhale, come forward, crawl back to the front of your space, heavy the hips again, open the chest. Exhale as you go back, turn the right toes out to the right side. Feel this initiate from the right hip. Toes turn back forward, step into the right foot, plant the hands, downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward to plank. You can drop the knees like we did before first, or everything at the same time. Knees, chest, chin, Ashtanga Namaskar. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. 2 breaths. Breath is calm and consistent. Looking towards the left thumb, inhale, lunge left foot forward. Drop the right knee, open the chest. Exhale right into that forward fold, head releases. Inhale, stand down, rise up, open up. Exhale, hands to heart, all the way through. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, folding forward all the way. Inhale, lunge right foot back, drop the knee, gaze up. Exhale, straight back, downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward to plank. Chest, chin, Ashtanga Namaskar. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. 2 breaths. Looking forward, inhale, right foot steps to the front, left knee down as you look ahead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale as you rise up, reach up and back. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, lift up, lift back. Exhale, with length, fold all the way, chin right to chest. Inhale, look forward, left leg steps back, drop the knee. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward to plank, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, cobra, Bhujangasana. Exhale, downward facing dog. Last cycle here. Inhale, left leg lunges forward, right knee down, look up. Exhale, forward fold, head releases. Inhale, stand down, rise all the way up and back. Exhale, hands to heart. Feet together, hands down by the sides. A little bit different this time. Inhale, bend the knees, Utkatasana. Join the palms and gaze to the thumbs. Can you feel that you're sitting back a little here? Tailbone is heavy. And then lift up through the sternum, through the breastbone, and gaze to your thumbs. Take 1 more breath. As you exhale, forward fold. Head releases. Inhale, this time fingertips to shins, come halfway. Exhale, plant the hands, step back to plank. From plank, we're going to drop the knees. Just for the first one, look ahead. This time we're not arching the low back. The tailbone's actually drawing more toward the back of your knees. Head in line with the spine. Inhale once more. Exhale, lower with control all the way onto the belly. Point the toes. Inhale, cobra, lifting chest and head. Exhale, press all the way back through table. Downward facing dog. Let's turn the left heel in. Left foot at 45 degrees. Step the right foot towards the right thumb. Outer edge of back foot, pressing strongly. Both legs firm as we rise. Warrior 1. Have a little bend in the front knee. Feel that you're centering yourself here. Shoulders stacking over the hips. Gaze to the thumbs. Breathe. 1 more. Hands to the floor. Step back to plank. This time option to drop your knees like before or lower chaturanga. Inhale, either cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Turn the right heel in, step the left foot forward this time. Inhale, rise on the other side. Lift up through the crown of the head. Continue to create length in every single asana, lengthen the spine. One more breath. Hands to the floor. Stepping back to plank and lowering your version of chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. A few breaths to reset here, connecting to your inhale and exhale, which sometimes can get lost as we're flowing, as we're moving through our vinyasa. But this is our time to come back, to pay attention to our breathing even more. Last cycle. Start to bend your knees as you exhale. Look forward. This time you might give a little hop to the front of your space, feet together. Inhale halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend the knees, sit back, reach the arms up, join the palms, Utkatasana, and then exhale strongly to stand. Samastitihi. All the way through this time. Inhale, bend the knees, Utkatasana. Exhale, forward fold all the way. Let the head go, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway, Ardha, half, Uttanasana. Exhale, hop or step back to Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing. Inhale, step the right foot forward. Rise with breath, warrior one. Exhale, step back and lower Chaturanga. Inhale, Ardha Mukshvanasana, upward facing dog. Exhale, Adho Mukshvanasana, downward facing. Inhale, left foot steps forward. Rise with breath. Exhale, finish off your flow. We will meet in downward facing dog. Take your time. Can you connect to a sense of ease when you arrive in your downward facing dog? A sense of stillness even. Last breath. As you're exhaling, bend the knees, look forward, give a little hop or step to the front, feet together. Inhale, half. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend the knees, sit back, Utkatasana. Exhale to stand, Samastitihi. Inhale, bend the knees, Utkatasana. Keep flowing. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Inhale, right foot forward, rise, warrior one. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing, left foot forward, rising, inhale. Exhale, Chaturanga. Make your way, take your time as needed, all the way back to downward facing dog. Take a few breaths here. Last cycle. As you exhale, start to bend your knees, look forward, hop or step. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend the knees, sit back, reach the arms, lift the heart, Utkatasana. Exhale to stand, Samastitihi. Inhale, bend the knees, Utkatasana. Exhale, hands to heart. Stay here. Bending the knees and sitting back. We're gonna inhale first. Feel that the spine is elongating and the sternum, the breastbone is lifting just a touch. And then exhale, we're gonna twist to the right. Hook the left elbow to the outer right knee. Looking down. Inhale, crown of the head reaches out beyond the toes. Exhale, press the palms and open the chest. Gaze over the right shoulder. Noticing how the breath changes in every single asana, in every single posture. Do what you need to do to bring prana, to bring the vital force into the body in every single shape. Even if it's just a sip of breath. Looking down. We're gonna balance into the right foot and lunge the left foot back. Do what you need to do. If you came out of this at all, don't sweat it. Just find your lunge legs and come back into your twist. The hips are heavy. Pressing the palms to open the chest. Nice. Start to unwind. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fingertips to the floor. And this is a place where if you had blocks, you might place the blocks underneath your fingertips. You could also just keep a little bend in the front knee as you inhale, open the chest. Exhale, start to straighten the front leg. Descend the back heel. And then we'll do that again. Inhale, bend the front knee. Heavy the hips. Exhale, start to straighten the legs. Peel the right toes up off the floor. Flex the right foot toward the ceiling, and this time hold. So this is where you might bend that right knee a little bit if you don't have blocks, okay, if you need to in order to reach the floor. Inhale, draw long through the sides of the waist. Lead with the crown of the head, and then exhale, let's fold into that front leg. Let the head go. There's a little bit of an action here where the right heel and the ball joints of the left toes feel energetically like they're moving a little bit toward one another. That will give you the scissoring action of the inner thighs. Take one more breath. Looking forward. Step down again into the right foot. Crawl your fingertips forward. We're going to stand into the right leg. Float the left leg up off the ground. So pause here for a moment. Find your balance in your right foot. Come right up onto your fingertips. Inhale, draw long through the sides of the waist, and exhale, as you fold forward, send the left toes all the way up. Feel that you can activate that left glute, hamstring, right? The back of the left thigh and the glute to really lift the left leg into your version of standing splits. Let the head go. And you can modify this any way. Maybe right forearm comes to right calf. Anything you're doing to modify. Both hands could also be hugging the right calf. Nice. Look a little forward. Take your fingertips nice and wide, and as you lunge the left leg back, can you lunge it more toward the left side of your mat? And then step your right foot more towards the right side of your mat. Drop your left knee down. Nice. See how this feels for a moment. You might just kind of rock into this a little from side to side. Feeling that left hip flexor, whole left side body start to open. And then bending the left knee, look behind, and with the right hand, maybe you can catch the inner right foot. You're gonna open up the right chest, gaze over the right shoulder. Finding both the twist and simultaneously finding that opening through the left hip flexor, the front of the left hip. One more breath. And then gently release left toes, unwind your twist, plant the hands, and step right back to downward facing dog. And we're not going to stay long here, just a breath to reset. As we exhale, we'll bend our knees and look forward, hop or step to the front of our space with our feet together. Inhale, we'll come halfway, create length in the spine. Exhale, we'll fold, head down. Inhale, we'll bend our knees, get low, come back into Utkatasana with the hands to the heart. Inhale, create length first in the spine as if you could lift up through the crown. As you exhale, we're twisting to hook the right elbow, outer left knee. Look down. As you inhale, the crown of the head moves beyond the tips of your toes. Exhale, press the palms to open the chest. The gaze follows. And then at some point, land your gaze somewhere to one place without looking around your room, wherever you are. Can you let the eyes settle and then see what happens, how the effects trickle to the mind, maybe a little. Looking down, standing into the left foot, we're going to take our time to lunge the right leg back. Remember, if you needed to, you could come out. Find your lunge legs and readjust this twist. At some point, you're heaving the hips, pressing the palms, and still gazing to one place. Drishti. Where the gaze goes, the mind will start to follow. So if the mind is more one-pointed, the gaze is more one-pointed, so the mind will be more one-pointed. Allow yourself to unwind. Fingertips to the floor. Inhale, heavier hips a little. Again, if you have blocks, this is where you could bring them underneath the fingertips to lift the floor a little closer. One more time, inhale, and as you exhale, straighten the front leg as much as you can, and then draw the right heel back. You could keep a little bend in that front knee if needed. Again, inhale, bend front knee. As you exhale, peel left toes up off the floor. And then one more time, replant the front foot, heavy the hips, inhale. Exhale, all the way back. Stay as you are, left toes peeling up off the floor. Inhale, draw long through the sides of your waist. And then exhale, allow yourself to fold into the front leg. Let the head go. Find the scissoring action of the inner thighs by drawing left heel to right toes to left heel. Preparing now to move into our standing splits. Lift your gaze first, stand into the left foot, walk your fingertips forward, and then float the right leg. Try to keep the hips close to square. So if you peek back, your toenails are pointing more toward the earth than they are the side of the room. Inhale one time. Come up onto the fingertips to draw more space through the torso. Exhale, folding into the left leg. But using less pull here, more lifting of the right leg via the strength of your right glute, right hamstrings. Whatever play you had going on the other side with the forearm, with the left hand, go ahead. Repeat here. Nice, gaze a little forward. As you step the right foot back, step it all the way over to the right side, back and right side of your mat. Look ahead and step your left foot a little more left as you drop the right knee down. Then you're gonna bend the right knee, reach behind, take the inside of the right foot and then heavy the hips. Inhale, create that little bit of length, reach out through the crown of the head. Exhale with space in the spine. Start to turn, start to rotate into your twist. Gazing up over the left shoulder. One more breath. Nice. Release the right toes down. Unwind your twist. Hands to the floor. Can we step right back to downward facing dog? Optional vinyasa here. If you want to rinse out that work, go ahead. Come forward to plank. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 2 breaths. Here we set. exhale, walk our hands to the back of our space, to the back of our mat or whatever it is that you're standing on. Feet stay at hips width apart. Inhale, fingertips to shins. Come about halfway. Exhale as you fold. Can you take your peace sign fingers, hook around your big toes, connect your first two finger pads with your thumb pads. And then one more time, inhale, reach forward to the crown of the head. Exhale, let's fold and let the head go. Of course, the knees could be a little bit bent here. They could be a lot bent too, right? Depending on how the backs of the legs are feeling, the hamstrings, how tight they are. You work with the breath. Each exhale, maybe you begin to straighten the backs of the legs a little more. Standing down into the right foot, let's take the left hand to the left hip. Sorry, stand down into the left foot. Take the left hand onto the left hip. Look a little bit forward, and this is going to be tricky. Look forward, keep your gaze forward as you stand into the left foot. I'm going to face you guys. Stand into your left foot, gaze forward, and start to, holding the right toe, come all the way to stand. So that right knee could be a little bit bent. For me, I have carpet underneath my mat, which practicing inside where I'm living right now is a little bit of a challenge, but I just, whatever happens, happens. If you fall over, you just come right back in again. Some of you might start to straighten that right leg. If you're straightening the leg, can you still continue to draw the right shoulder gently down the back? And let's turn the right toes a little bit out to the right side. Maybe take the whole right leg out to the right side. You could also be doing that with a bent knee. Super spicy. You could be gazing over the left shoulder. Challenge yourself. Take the gaze back to center. Take the knee, take everything back to center. And then here's the tricky part. With just as much control, can you hinge from your hips? Come all the way back down to the ground and then release your big toe. Inhale, fingertips to shins, come about halfway. And then exhale, fold one more time. You can hook the big toes like we did last time, or you can slide the palms of your hands underneath your feet until your toes tickle your inner wrist creases. Inhale, reach forward, opening the sides of the waist, create that space. Exhale, fold, head down. And as the head releases, the shoulder blades move up and away from the ears. And then if you're stepping on your hands, you're going to have to release the right hand onto the right hip. Hook the left big toe with your peace sign fingers. Look a little ahead, so start that drishti practice. Look a little bit ahead. Standing into the right foot as you come straight up with a bent left knee, holding the left big toe. You might stay just like this, or you could begin to move towards straight. Continue to stand down through the supporting leg, lifting up through the crown. Turn the left toes out in a little bit of an angle and maybe take the left leg out to the left side. Breathe. As you exhale, find a little bit of softness in the jaw, in the throat. Come back to center. Tricky part here, if your leg is straight, you rebend that left knee. We're hinging from the hip creases. Come all the way down, nice and slow with control, feet together. You're at the back of your space. You're gonna inhale, fingertips to shins, come halfway. Exhale as you fold. And then inhale, look ahead, start to walk your hands back to the front of your space, downward facing dog. Optional vinyasa. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Nice. Looking forward, inhale, step the right foot to the right thumb. Left knee down and come on up. Hope we're doing good. We've been working a little bit into this, I guess you could call it a peak pose. We've been opening the front of the hip flexors. We've been finding the scissoring action of the inner thighs. And we've been working more as well to open the backs of the legs, the hamstrings, so that we could find Hanumanasana, splits. We're going to do the squared hipped version. So what I mean by that is when we come down into this, if we do today, we're not going to open the hips to drop down. We're going to keep both our hip points facing forward to the top of our space. We're going to start with Ardha Chandrasana, the half version. So your hands could be on blocks. If you have blocks, you could have fingertips onto the blocks, or you can take your fingertips to the floor. And then we're going to kind of wiggle a flexed right foot a little bit forward. Your right leg is completely straight. You're on your bent left knee. Flex the right toes up toward the sky. And then find that little bit of action, like you could drag your left shin to your right heel to your left shin. That will give you the scissoring action of the inner thighs. It will also give you more squared hips. You can stay exactly like this. Some of you may want to tuck the toes, back toes under and start to widen your splits. Any amount, little by little. Once you gain like an inch or so, pause for a breath and see how it feels. Keep scissoring the inner thighs, keep lifting the chest up, and then any amount as you exhale, go in. Find a place eventually where you kind of settle. Just breathe. Remember, this is a dedication, right, to our nurturer, to our supporter, albeit Mother Earth, be it our own mother, a mother figure. So can we find joy wherever we land? Can we find a little bit of joy? Coming out of this, just as important as going in. You're gonna round your back just a little, soften the right knee and slide the right leg back. And then hands to the floor, come back to downward facing. And I'm going to give an optional vinyasa here if you want to rinse that work out. Little vinyasa. Back to downward facing. And then we're going to lunge the left leg toward the left thumb, right knee down. Point the back toe and come up for a moment. Knowing that each side is going to be different. Okay, right and left side, they don't always feel the same. So you're going to go as deep as feels good with your breath, right? We're moving with the breath. Fingertips to the floor, tuck the back toes, start to wiggle the left toes forward, and then straighten the left leg, peel the left toes up toward the ceiling. You're in the half version, Ardha Chandrasana. You'll feel it. If it's enough through the back of that left hamstring, stay where you are. If you want to go a little deeper, you can travel the left heel more forward to the front of your space. You can wiggle the back toes behind. Each time you land in your edge point, remember to gently squeeze the front heel toward the back toes and the back toes towards the front heel. We're looking always for a balance between strength and flexibility. Keep lifting the chest, buoyancy through the crown of the head. One more breath, wherever you are. Find a little bit of sweetness here. Maybe 2 more breaths. As you come out, a little bit of rounding in the back. Drag the left heel towards you. And then release. Hands to the floor. Find your tabletop. Tuck the back toes under. Downward facing dog. And then vinyasa to rinse it all out. Go on your own time. Back to downward facing, collective breath or 2 here. Let's bend the knees, look forward. You can give a little hop or step to seated. And then we're gonna extend the legs out. I hope we're all doing great here. All right. With the legs forward and the toes facing up toward the ceiling, let's reach the arms forward, palms up. Start to slowly lower toward the floor, as if you were going to come all the way onto your back. But you're actually only going to come as far as you start to feel the heels lift and lighten. Staying here in low boat. Lift the chin a little bit above the chest. Try to relax the jaw. One more breath. And then we're going to come up. Can we come up to Navasana? Knees bent version, shins parallel to the floor. And then lower. And then come up. And then lower. Just one more time. Come on up, knees bent, close toward the chest, lower and hold, heels down, and then slowly roll on out onto your back, bending your knees, feet about hips width apart. You're gonna reach with your fingertips and see if you can graze your heels. That's an about distance, but do what you need to do. Toes are facing forward. And then hands by the sides. Can you find your feet first? Plug in your feet. Find the strength of your legs, and as you're pressing the feet down, start to lift the hips up. Let the shoulders relax, let the head relax, and take a few breaths here. One more cycle. And then slow to release. One vertebra at a time. Until the back of the pelvis touches, and then soften completely for a moment. We go back up for a second back bend. Stand down through the feet. It's like one vertebra at a time lifts up off the floor until you reach that space between the shoulder blades. Pause, let the head relax. Keep using the strength of your legs, but maybe this time walk the shoulders underneath and interlace the fingers. Breathe that beautiful space into the whole front line of the body. Shining heart of gratitude out to that mother figure, Mother Earth, maternal mother, grandmother, father, anyone who's represented that supporting, nurturing energy in your life. Let the hands go, starting between the shoulder blades. Uncurl and roll one vertebra at a time. Back, down. Last one. I will cue Ardha Chandrasana, however, you can stick with one of the first two versions if you like. Start to lift the hips about almost the full way, but not quite. Reach up through fingertips and then bend the elbows. Let the finger pads catch just in front of the shoulder heads. Elbows point up toward the sky. Pressing, come onto the top of the head, maybe onto the tippy toes. And then pressing through the palms, open the chest. Maybe a few times you bend, graze the head and straighten again. Warming this into the upper thoracic. At any point you might pause with arms straight and descend the heels down. Let the head relax. Wherever you are, take one or two more breaths. If you're in full wheel, come to the back of the head first and then roll down. Let's all reach the arms out. Take the feet as wide as our mat. Slosh the knees over to the right, look left. And then back through center, slosh left, look right. Keep going, a few times like this. Finally arrive one more time with the knees over to the left, gazing right. And then knees back to center. Legs then up to the sky. This time today, just legs and arms toward the ceiling. Give a roll of the wrists and the ankles. Some of you may stay like this, just kind of hovering legs and arms, or just legs if that's what you like. If you have a block, you could also place it under the low back. Shoulder standers, take elbows in, lift, pressing into the elbows, catch the low back. Keep all of the weight of this posture in the elbows and upper arms, none in the head or the neck. And then maybe start to lift the legs up towards the sky. You're only gazing to toes. We're never looking side to side once we're in full expression of shoulder stand. Find your drishti, laser beam focus for the eyes. Take your time, lowering back, supporting yourself as you pike the legs, and then one vertebra at a time start to roll down. Let's all bend our knees in towards our chest, catch our shins. Inhale, curl into a little ball, forehead to knees. Give yourself a nice big hug. Exhale, let it all go. Shavasana, but for 10 breaths only. We're gonna finish with a little meditation, of course. Even just 2-3 minutes. Taking time here, though, to first start to cultivate that inner stillness. Let the body relax and turn your internal vision toward the heart center. Drawing in a vision of that mother, whatever that means for you, that mothering, nurturing energy. Inviting in the space of gratitude. We've created this beautiful space now as a result of our practice. Can we let ourselves just dissolve into that spaciousness? And allow the feelings of that gratitude spread within, spread out, beyond. As if you could even reach that person, that entity, with your eternal gratitude, your absolute love and affection. Keep your eyes closed, bend your knees, set your feet on the floor, and roll to one side. Gently press yourself up into a seated position. Your favorite meditative seat, with the spine nice and tall. So that the seat is very rooted. From that place of rooting, the whole spine is lifting and lengthening, crown of the head light. Turn your inner vision back toward the heart space. Continue to shine out that loving gratitude. And feel its warmth wrapping around that person, that entity. That feeling of love that has no boundaries, knows no time, space, limitations. Dissolve into that connection. Join the hands together at the heart.